Hello, I wanted to take out some time this evening and show you all my strategy in which I use indicators to trade binary options. For the setup, I use two EMAs. So you would come here and click on the indicator button and just type in EMA. And it's this one, moving average exponential. I use two of them. And on the settings, the input for the first one is 5. And on the style, I move it all the way to the right so that I can see the color thickness, and it's blue. On my second one, the input number is 20. The style is red. And of course, I move it all the way to the right so that I can see the thickness. And my second indicator is the stochastic. These numbers are automatically going to populate when you choose it. And it's just the regular stochastic. It's the first one that pops up right here. And the same thing with the settings. I move both the blue and the red all the way to the right. These are already going to be blue and red. And I remove the Heinz background simply because it just kind of irritates me. All right, so what you are looking for. When this blue line, I call it the money line, because this is gonna let me know what I need to do in order to get some money. If the blue line is beneath the red line, then it's a sell. If this blue line is above this red line, then it's a buy. With the stochastic, it's exactly the same thing. If the blue line is above the red, it's a buy. If the blue is below the red, it's a sell. However, I don't enter my trade unless I see a gap. So what I'm waiting for in order to enter a trade, I'm waiting on a gap to happen with the stochastic. So it looks like the blue is going beneath the red. However, I need a gap. I need a space right here in order to know that it's a high quality or a high probability of me winning that trade. The wider the gap, the better your chances. So we're waiting. And I am also trading on 1 minute turbo. And I always trade low on Friday nights. We have a gap. So I'm going to enter a $2 put for 1 minute. Got a nice healthy candle. Nice and thick. All right, just a few more seconds. The gap is closed. Blue is moved above the red. We won that trade. So again, we're looking. Blue is above the red, but we need a gap. When this happened, this space, this air is what gives us the high probability that we'll win the trade. If these two lines are stuck together, that's a tight trade. Honestly, the market is trying to make a decision if it wants to go up or down, which is causing this doji candle right here, right now. That's why we see that it's going up, it's going down, it's going up, it's going down. But here it committed. We have a gap there. I'm going to go ahead and take a call. It's committed. There's a space here. I see that this blue line is pointing up. My candle is green. This is a high probability trade right here. It's highly probable that I'm going to win this trade. The better your gap, the larger your gap, the more significance of your gap, the more chance that you're going to win the trade. Also, I've been receiving some messages. People are asking me for, I believe, pocket cents. The only two platforms that I use currently, I'm going to enter another call because this is really, really open. I use IQ Cent and I use VitaForex. And in my opinion, they are the same. It's the same company. Even if you look at the bottom of the screen, the addresses match. However, what I noticed about IQ Cent, the minimum deposit is $500. They will not let you in unless you put in that $500. With VitaForex, I have put in $100 and they have allowed me to trade, even though they say that the minimum is $250. The other thing, this is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. The other thing about IQ Cent, they pay me a whole lot faster than VitaForex. I've gotten paid off both platforms. With IQ Cent, I've gotten my money in about 2 hours. With VitaForex, it's been sometimes the next day, like at least a good 8 to 10 hours. But I have gotten paid out within 24 hours every time that I've submitted. Okay, now back to the trade. Our gap is closed. This was phenomenal. Phenomenal. It didn't get any more perfect than this. But now we see right here that our lines have met each other. And so we don't have a clear shot. If we take a trade right now, we basically be really, really guessing. It's kind of like swinging in the dark because these are so close together. There's no significance. But when we get a large gap like this, like this, like this, these gaps are showing us that that's the best time to take the trade. So what we're waiting for now, I'm going to take one more trade and I'm waiting on a nice gap. The blue is beneath the red. It's indicating a possible sale, possible put. Need that gap to open up. We have a gap. I'm going to go ahead and enter for a put. About 15 more seconds on the trade. Let's see if it opens back up. And it looks like we're going to miss this one. And that's okay. If you miss a trade, double it up. All right, we're going to wait for a gap. When you see it reach out like this, when it's flat, that's indicating that a new candle is coming. But also look at how flat this red candle was. We see it moving up, but we don't have a gap here. So I'm going to wait and be patient. Got a little bit of a gap, but it's not wide enough. This is beautiful. All right, we got a little bit of a gap, but because of the ceiling, we're not really able to see a lot of it because the stochastic has risen so high. Let's see. We got a little bit of a gap. Let's see if it opens up wider. Doesn't look wide enough for me yet. Let's see. All right, let's take a put. It's closing back up. So we missed that trade. I'm gonna double up again. Looking for a significant gap. That space looks wide enough. Hopefully it'll open more. Blue line is crossing up. It looks like it's going back into the buy position. These candles are really, really flat. So let's wait. I'll tell you what, let's look for another pair. Oh, here's a nice one. Okay, let's see what the gap does here. Gonna take a call here. We have a significant amount of space. And there you have it. We won the trade. Still has an open space. Nice amount here. I'm guessing if you can fit the plus in is when you should take it, honestly. New candle coming when you see it flatten out like that. It's really close together. Okay, we missed that trade. It's not fitting in. I'm gonna go ahead and double up to 4. Okay, I'm gonna take a, oh, that's too much. Gonna take a $4 call here. At the time, it was wide enough for me to actually fit this plus in. So this is what I'm gonna use to measure with. Got a nice amount of space here, very, very nice gap. Four seconds. And there you have it. We won that trade. So this is just something that I wanted to show that I've been using and it's been successful. I'm gonna go over the settings one more time. It's 2 EMAs here at the top, the 5, which is blue, the 20 EMA, which is red. Remember, the blue line is your money line. If it's above the red, it's a buy. If it's below the red, it's a sell. On the stochastic, I'm using the settings that were already there when I entered it or when I added it to my chart. And the same thing, if the blue line is below the red, it's considered a sell. If the blue line is above, then it's a buy. And remember what you want in order to increase the probability of hitting the trade or making money on the trade. You want to have a gap. And so I've decided that if the plus is going to fit there, then it's wide enough for me to take a trade. So right here, this would have been too small. Here, it would have been sufficient. Here, it would have been sufficient. And back here. But like right now, because the lines are touching each other, anytime it's touching, it's just not a good trade. You're basically guessing. But when it opens up and it gives you some space, then that's when you know it's a good trade. All right, that's all I have. I just wanted to share and happy trading.